historically.
Yeah, it seems. Oh, you got this. He's got, and Max Ketchum here is looking at this PG stats little ledger we have.
They have not met this PGR season, though.
Yeah, this is the first time they are playing in 2017, ladies and gentlemen. So we will see what we can see here. Is Immortals Anti on the left side of your screen, repping Mario, CLG VoiD on the right with the Pepsi-colored Sheik. And one of these players is not making top 32 tomorrow. And I think if I told you going into this week that VoiD or Anti was not going to make top 32, you would have laughed me out of the building. But this is the reality we live in, and it's another 0 versus 0 team kill.
Yeah, man. A very unfortunate break for Team Zero this tournament. Their numbers are dwindling, and they've even been forced to take a bunch of each other out here. I mean, there's still a very good likelihood that it's going to be, you know, inter-team matches, especially for the rest of the bracket. But I don't know, man. Let's see which one of these guys comes out on top. Anti historically favored in this set, or rather in this head-to-head matchup. But I kind of think that Sheik beats Mario ever so slightly. I've gone back and forth on who I think wins this matchup repeatedly, but at the end of the day, I think if Sheik plays that super tight neutral that she's notorious for, Mario does struggle to get in, struggles to land those devastating grab combos. But I don't know, man. Anything can happen. This is Smash 4. Whatever happens on paper is honestly so little of a factor in this very young metagame. We're still not even at the 3-year mark.
It's one of those matchups that has a lot of history here in Smash 4. And Anti has a lot of history of beating Sheik, so he must feel confident here not having to go to his stable of counter picks. Ooh, that Mario Tornado almost sending Sheik off the top.
Yeah, and it's those kinds of decisions, rather than going for the scared air dodge, that make Anti such a unique competitor. This guy is very headstrong all the time, never down on confidence at all.
And right now, VoiD's got the stage, and he's going to try to hold it as long as he can. Oh, but the up tilt just challenges right out.
Yeah, these guys were just scrapping, throwing jabs right in each other's face. Actually, they started, I think, both at 121%, and now it's just so even.
Mario's got a land here that's tricky.
And even more tricky, Sheik has to land a kill move. But actually, the cross-stage bouncing fish, that was one of the most elaborate edge guards I've ever seen. VoiD actually chasing Anti on his way back to the stage with a forward-facing bouncing fish.
That was a great Smashville platform trap, really, that VoiD set up. And he loves this Smashville taxi platform. It's one of his favorite things. He's gotten so much work done on there that he might as well be a taxi driver. But the back throw will even this up, and we are going into the second stock on this game. As close as it can be, almost.
VoiD with the tiny lead, but of course one good grab combo from Mario can completely negate all of that. Let's see what Anti's got cooked up. Okay, 17%, this is the perfect range for Mario to land that grab, and here we go. Wait, what?
This is for the up throw.
Yeah,
not
very
go for any up tilt kind of conversions. Maybe it was a DI mix-up of some sort.
Possibly, but I think Anti knows it would have been guaranteed out of down throw. He might have just kind of froze up for a second and be like, wait, was he at 0 or did I get those hits? I don't even want to look at the percent because he might mash out by the time I realize.
That does sneak up on you sometimes.
Yeah. Basically forfeited a chance to get like 50 plus damage, only taking about 20 instead.
He's going to get another grab here, throwing VoiD back to the other side of the stage, and he's going to try to put some corner pressure on. Gets another grab for his trouble, and whose turn is it to do the taxi platform trap? Is Anti's.
What does he have for this? Okay, doesn't opt to go for the aggressive edge guard against the Vanish. He could have just done like a drop nair and tried to edge spike him out of the 2-frame. But Anti just played it safe, waited on stage, scored an up smash KO, and now he's off to this 1-0 lead in the set. In line with history so far.
And I have the numbers here, ladies and gentlemen. Anti, since 2016, is 4-1 in sets versus VoiD. Last time they played was SoCal Regionals in 2016. Anti took that set 2-1. So as PPNJ astutely pointed out, it is a pretty tilted number here. Anti going to go up game 1. Hope to continue that trend. VoiD going to try to stop the bleeding.
And this kind of makes a lot of sense to me, right? As far as why Anti has that kind of record against VoiD. I feel like there are definitely a lot of distinct styles of gameplay. VoiD is that super refined lab monster. Everything's like a creative, elaborate setup. Anti, he's like the master of winging it, you know? This guy, he definitely hits the books, definitely practices a lot, but he's more that hands-on, in-practice kind of guy. And I think those types fare very well against the lab rats. Because when the lab rats' plan stops working exactly how they expected it to, that's when they're kind of in trouble. And not only is Anti more able to salvage himself from a bad position, but just his unconventional play in general could throw VoiD off.
And I think being one of those, it's more like a student of the game, you know? Like, just understanding the engines so well is someone like Anti. He's just been a veteran in this game for so long, and that's why we're seeing him perform through Brawl and through this game.
Yeah, whereas VoiD is definitely much newer blood. However, his
Not to
rise,
take anything away from him, of course. But the breakdance sends VoiD off the left side of the stage.
Both of these guys actually made extremely rapid rises to the top from their date of joining the community. Like Anti, within a month of playing Brawl, was one of the best players in Tri-State, which has always been a very strong region. And VoiD, this guy just shows up in SoCal one day from Hawaii, and all of a sudden he starts taking everybody out left and right. Now he's ranked 6th in the world.
And, you know, he's gone from like 33rd at Apex 2014 all the way to here. And he's going to try to continue that run at one of the most stacked tournaments ever. And he's going to get the up air out of that tipper down tilt, send an Anti to the skies, and he's going to even up these stocks.
Gets the grab on the stand-up. Although stand-up from the edge is pretty sound frame-wise, I think there's only a 2 or 3 frame window to punish it depending on the character. It's definitely exploitable if you're just standing there waiting in shield.
Anti looking to get a crazy conversion out of that down air. Doesn't get the breakdance down smash instead, and now it is VoiD's turn to just return the serve, getting big damage.
I love how VoiD uses the bouncing fish as another mobility option in the air.
So close to taking that stock.
Okay, Anti just chasing him down, reading that roll to the center. Back throw not quite enough to do it, of course, but the next one will if he's close to the edge.
Got the drag down up air, but wasn't able to connect the grab out of it. Good challenge there by Anti.
Yeah, fought his way out with up tilt. Oh, and no conversion. Oh, I thought he was looking for up smash there.
And he was waiting patiently.
Still fighting back, but here's where we're going to see Sheik's... Oh, excuse me. I was going to say Sheik's inability to close out stocks is going to come back to haunt him, but he actually was able to get the DI cross up there. Anti should have been holding in because VoiD drifted through him, so the back hit of the up air is what produced the knockback on that last hit.
It's always super interesting to see like the way these Sheiks optimize situations like that, because they have to like wring every single inch of kill power out of like their character. It's like wringing out a sponge. You got to get every single drop of water out of there because you don't have much of it, so you need every single trick you can get, and that's going to be VoiD evening this up. Because we're back on Final Destination, though. Anti saying he doesn't need any platforms to take this game.
Oh, and a very rare miss there from VoiD. This guy does all these technical perfect pivot extensions and stuff, but then you just see him bouncing fish the wrong way on an easy follow-up, and you have to be scratching your head like, how does that work out exactly?
But you're saying it happens to the best of them even.
Absolutely,
like, if you're a Sheik man at home watching this, yeah, sometimes that happens too. But there's big damage out of a couple of up tilts for Anti, basically putting him right back in this game.
Yeah, and that just speaks to how precise and sometimes finicky the inputs in Smash are. You know, you could practice something a million times at home, but pulling it off in tournament, you have to be on the ball in that exact moment. And we all know VoiD knows how to follow up like that, but you know, it's a matter of actually doing it in these important times.
And there's been no stage like this, so tournament nerves definitely could be at play.
Yeah, certainly.
But right now it looks like they're kind of getting into the situation here where Anti's caught in the corner again, and the patience from VoiD's going to pay off. There it goes. That's the stock.
I like that. Sniping out the blind spot on Mario's down air. Even though it is a down air, actually right underneath Mario is probably the most vulnerable part of the entire move.
Yeah, his hands and feet are like the really active hitbox of that spin around. But whoa! The Anti special.
Straight up down throw to forward air. No hesitation, no attempt to read the air dodge. I think he knew that VoiD was going to wait because he had seen Anti go for that multiple times. It was the no mix-up mix-up.
That's the best mix-up.
Yes, sometimes it definitely is. And I think that's the kind of style that Anti brings to the table. Again, it's like, you know, not that super refined lab rat play style, but just he gets by, and that's really what you need. Like, if you're just able to pull it off, you don't need the most optimized combo.
And he really plays the player like that. He, like, exactly like you said, he knew he wasn't going to air dodge, so why even bother with any kind of waiting or anything like that? Throw it out.
Something that a lot of the newer viewers might not know is that back in the Brawl days, Anti was notorious for actually just spamming kill moves. Like, he would play DDD, spam up tilt 3-4 times in a row, and he would just say, if it don't work, try it again.
Speaking of spamming kill moves, get these up smash at the ledge. This is actually getting pretty close here in the final seconds of this game 3.
Anti's definitely the type to throw multiple up smashes out in succession just because he knows you're going to slip up at some point.
he crossed up VoiD's shield with that up smash, made it very safe because the back head of that hitbox comes out first. Ooh, but a scary situation. VoiD gonna sneak back onto the ledge.
Narrowly avoiding that up air. Okay, fights his way out. Now this is for the advantage in the set here.
Very important, you're right. Winning the game 3 when it's 1-1. Tipper fair, not gonna do it.
Anti with the air dodge, then double jump air dodge just to get himself back on stage safely and not have to deal with an edge trap. Down throw up air. Looking like pre-patched Diddy Kong there, but of course not with nearly the KO power.
Sometimes we see players like, oh, the bouncing fish from all the way downtown, not gonna do it.
Very reminiscent of that game 1, the first stock that VoiD took. I like that because, you know, when you're coming back from the right side, you're not expecting to have to watch yourself to the left. But VoiD going for the back attack, man.
This is the final seconds of this game. That is going to be Anti pulling the trigger with that back air, going up 2-1. And like you were saying, winning that break game in the tie means you get counter pick advantage for the rest of the best of 5. So Anti can ban his stage, and if VoiD wins game 4, Anti gets his pick in game 5.
And also Anti with a visible sigh of relief there. Excuse me. After that game, that was such a nail biter.
That was one of the closest games I've seen all day today. But we're going to be going back to Smashville. VoiD wants that taxi platform. We've seen how effective he is with it.
And just Sheik in general, able to take you all the way off with the fair plane. Take the taxi to the airport, you know?
Mario's more an Uber fan, apparently.
Yeah.
Right now, it looks like these guys are slowing things down. It's kind of reminiscent of the same pace in those final seconds where no one wanted to overcommit to anything, but this is VoiD.
And he still keeps it going. The coverage is just ridiculous. That's the beauty of Sheik. Even though she doesn't hit so hard, her moves are super quick. Not a lot of commitment necessary to just throw them out and keep covering your opponent's options.
Whoa! Wow. Off the reverse hit, a neutral air, finding that tipper up smash, but not enough to kill. Mario gets the 2 count. For now.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds. And here we go. VoiD showing signs of wanting a game 5 here for sure.
Definitely a very strong start here for VoiD. Oh my gosh!
That was disgusting. Anti just closing that one out. That was instant karma right there.
Oh my god. Anything can happen in this game, Max. That is insane. But here comes VoiD looking for the bouncing fish. Good avoidance by Anti, timing that double jump perfectly in that one window where he could sneak out.
Okay, and all of a sudden we have a relatively even game. One grab from Anti will definitely give him the 30% he needs to tie this up, but VoiD's fair spacing is just too clean, and so are his conversions as he's taking this and extending the lead even further.
VoiD again kind of using his movement here to slow things down, bait an approach from Anti, bait like a dash, and get a punish out of it. But here comes Anti in return.
VoiD actually had a chance to get a shield grab there, but instead he wanted the forward tilt punish, I guess just to get optimal damage. And just kind of getting slightly greedy there might cost him here.
Oh, good job taking away from that grab. That would have been a scary situation at the ledge.
Yeah, you generally don't ever want to roll into the stage or tech roll into the stage unless you see your opponent already chasing you down toward you.
Good reactions from VoiD in that situation. The up smash not going to be enough to kill yet. Next one probably is going to do the trick here. Anti
showing that he has a soft neutral air to up smash conversion of his own. Ooh, and just kind of freezes up in shield. VoiD, the first one to quick draw there. Hits the grab. And there we go!
The breakdance seals it for Anti, taking a 3-1 victory here over CLG. VoiD and Mortals moves on to Sunday.
Just read VoiD's attempt to get onto the stage with an aerial. Clip the landing with down smash. One of the few moves that Mario really extends horizontally for. And that was a perfect whiff punish in the moment there. So we're going to see, again, as you said, Anti taking it to top 32. VoiD eliminated from the tournament. Just insane. 33rd place.
33rd place. This is the craziest weekend of Smash.